Welcome to another episode of Design Cafe. In this week's episode, we're going to be reviewing another subscriber's space. So if that's something that you want to see how the space looks, and you want to see all the design tips that I give her, go ahead and stick around. Come on, let's get into this video. I'm anxious. Welcome back. So today we are going to be reviewing another subscriber space. I have been asking you guys to send your spaces in so that we can review your spaces, and I can give you some free consultation on your space to give you some idea as to what you need to do next with your space. I thank all of you who have been sending in your spaces, and I hope to see a lot more. In today's video, we are going to be going over this subscriber space. She has a beautiful home. All you guys have these beautiful homes, but I think because you guys sit and watch YouTube and all these different things, you feel like your home could look better, or your home is not up to par to what you're seeing. But always remember that design is what you make it. It's your style. Always make your space work for you. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's get into this subscriber space. So this subscriber sent me some pictures and I requested a video. So she sent me a video of her space, and that really helped. The video really helped because I got to see the entire space. So I got to see how things are like working together. Okay? And how everything's supposed to be flowing with each other. Now, the first thing I want to talk about this space is the design style. I know, like in a few videos, I did mention to you guys about design style and what you should be, what's the word? How careful you need to be when you are combining design styles. When you combine design styles and you don't do it right, or you combine wrong style, two wrong styles that doesn't really go with each other, when you do that, it makes your space feel unfinished. It makes your space feel like something is wrong, because there is. So if you don't do it right, it will basically mess up the whole design for you, and you will spend years trying to figure out what is wrong with my space. In this home, I see two design styles. I actually see three, but two of them is very dominant in the space. And one of them that's in here that I think is really throwing her off, and it's the traditional part of the design. Traditional is a very hard design to mix with other designs. So I always typically would say, if you're not a designer or really know how to do this, I would say either you go completely traditional or you leave traditional out. Now, if you want to mix like modern and contemporary together, you definitely, those gonna work together. But when you're going with traditional, traditional is kind of hard to mix with, say, modern. Something is gonna start to look very old, and the traditional always loses. It always starts to look very old in the space. So you may be going for this really luxe, or, you know, I love that word, luxe, because I love my spaces to look luxe. To me, when your space look luxe, it's designed, right? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to work with the video part that she sent me. I'm working with that, so you guys can see as well and get that feel that I am getting from the space. Okay, so let's start the video. So the first part that we're starting with is when you enter this home. So when you enter this home, you find that the space is, she has, you know, the white walls, like some detailing at the door. Like she has this indentation at the door, and part of her is feeling like I should be doing something here. I would say to not do anything there because it's behind the door. And because of that, it's going to, whatever you put behind there is going to feel like, okay, it might get damaged by when we open the door. I have to make sure I don't open my door too wide. It's just too much to think about. Even though the door is not going to be open all the time, but what if you're rushing home, it's raining outside, and you are rushing inside the house, right? So I would say to leave that space as is and not add anything there behind the door where you have the little alcove. And then the next thing I want to pay attention to is the art, with the wording that you have on the wall. Now that art with wording in design, it has, the trend of it has gone. But some people still want to keep those things, keep those type of arts in their home. So if you want to continue to keep that, then it's fine. If you want to upgrade your space, I would say to remove that. In conversation, or well, not in conversation, but in this video, you did mention some art that you want to move from one spot to the next. Maybe I would consider putting one of those arts there if you want something more grand. And one of the main things that I'm not seeing in your home with your arts, what would make your arts be more elevated, if you add some picture lights. So if you want to put, if you're going to take my advice and you're going to remove the art that has the wording on there, it's very country, it's very farmhouse style, and your design style is not farmhouse. So I would definitely say to remove that and replace it with one of the arts that you're about to take down. The two arts that you have over across from the fireplace, I would say to put one of those arts over there and add a picture light to it. That would start to elevate your space. I want you guys to always think about using lighting. Lighting is very, very crucial in design. If you do not light your space properly, if you do not add the correct type of lights in different areas, you will definitely feel like you're missing something. Light enhances your design. So ensure that you are adding light in your space. Okay, one of the big things that she mentioned is this table right here at the entryway. Now, the table looks beautiful, but she don't like the table. Here's why I think she don't like the table. She's considering to paint it black. I would say do not touch that table. Do not paint it black. Here's why you don't like that table. That table is a completely different design style. That table belongs in a farmhouse design, okay? That's why you don't like the table. It's not the color of the table, it is the style of the table. Because the table has black handles, so the black will still travel from your mirror down into it. So again, here is a vignette that she created, and this vignette is showing farmhouse. The lamp is showing farmhouse. It is not going towards, when you guys see the big element in her room, you will see why she feels the way she feels about this table. But in reality, there's nothing wrong with the table. It's just in the wrong design style. Okay? So I would say if you want to do anything, you can change this table out and put a more contemporary table here versus this more farmhouse rustic table that you have there. That is why you don't like this table. Okay? Or we can try to make it work with the rest of the design, because I do see some other elements in there which will kind of make this work. Okay, if you don't want to change this out, it all depends on budget. By the way, the styling on this table is fine. I would say that bowl that you have underneath on the bottom shelf of this table, I would say to not put so much stuff. Don't put like all of that kind of stuff in it, because again, that will start to make it go towards looking too traditional. Has like a lot of embellishments going on. So filling that up, that's supposed to be pretty on its own. I know it because I have one of those, and you get that from Kirtland's, and I think you going into Kirtland's show a lot of that modern farmhouse style is what you would get in Kirkland. So if that is not your design style, you have to watch what you're purchasing in Kirtland's. So this piece right here, it is a beautiful, beautiful bowl, but you do not want to clutter it with too much stuff. And if you're gonna put something in there, let it be big, but not like a whole lot of stuff. Okay? Okay, guys, this is the big part of the space that I think is making her feel like she has a huge problem. And I see the problem. Okay. Well, here's the issue that I am seeing with this space. I see a few issues with this space, and I think this is why she is just knocking everything else in her space. But this is the culprit, okay? Number one, you have traditional chairs in a very modern, contemporary home. So these traditional chairs, you're trying to make them work with your space. The second thing that I am seeing is your rug. I knew I had a shirt that had this rug pattern. I was like, this is going to be great. Let me wear my shirt for the video so that I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Do you guys see how busy my shirt is? Do you see that? My shirt is very busy. This pattern is a very busy pattern. So if you want to use this pattern in a space, everything else has to like fall back, right? So my skin tone is falling back. I have a black dress underneath. Nothing else is competing with this pattern, okay? Now, in your space, you have this taupe tan color leather sofas. You have a sofa and you have a love seat. These are very big and bulky pieces. They're very bulky. So my option would be, if you want to keep the rug, I would say you need to change your furniture. But that is a big ticket price change, right? So let's try and make these furniture work. To make your furniture work, you will need to change your rug. Your rug is a cheaper option to change. The rug is too busy for what you got going on. And you guys saw that big, beautiful fireplace that she has. That very contemporary fireplace that she has on the wall. This furniture is dating that, right? So that's why I said, if you have a traditional space, these chairs work. But because your space is not traditional, your space is very contemporary, it has a hint of modern in there, it has a hint of farmhouse modern in there. You see what I'm going with all of that? So you have that rustic going on with your flooring. You have the rustic going on with your coffee table. So if you're going to be changing that one table that is just disturbing you so much, then what about your coffee table, right? So I think you can make these things work. Is your chairs that is the problem. So let's try and fix the issue with the chairs, right? If you wanted to fix the issue with the chairs, I would say before she had them in an angle, after our conversation, she took the love seat from being in an angle and she put it straight, which makes it look so much better, right? So now we're starting to feel it. It's starting to work a little bit more. The next thing I would say you want to do is add a throw to the sofa, not the love seat. Add a nice throw on the side of the sofa because your space is very mature looking, okay? It has a very mature look. So just let's put it over on the handle of the sofa, right? The same color that you have across the coffee table, I would say to put one across the sofa. The next thing we want to look at is adding some lounge chairs, right? Add some lounge chairs on the entry side of the sofa. If you're going to keep that love seat, you can add 2 more. Your space has the room for it, but it just has to be the right chairs. But in any case, I would say to get rid of the love seat, if you don't want to purchase right now, to go purchase a whole new sofa, I would say to get rid of the love seat and add 2 sets of lounge chair, 1 on each side, because you want to complement this elegance that you have going on with the fireplace. The fireplace is very grand. It has a lot going on, and then you have the painting of that white around the fireplace. Something is telling me that in person that white is looking a little too much. I think you're going with the white and black theme, and you're trying to bring the white out of the carpet, like you're trying to make it work. But there's a part of me that wish you didn't do that, because what you have going on in that space is making that look wrong. It's not working with it, okay? So I would definitely say you can add like probably a bench on one side and then 2 lounge chairs on the other side. Stuff that is very cozy feeling. You want to bring in those cream tones is what you need to be bringing in there. Those creams in there, not as dark as the tan. Or even if you want to bring in black, you can bring in black pieces, right, in there. So I would say that is one of the big things that's really throwing you off, and the problem is in your living room, and it's because you chose to go with such a very contemporary fireplace that is like your focal point in the room, okay? So that is the issue. That is what's confusing you, because you're seeing too many different design styles, and then you throw in this rug that is extremely busy. Now, how can we make this rug work? We can make the rug work. We can make the rug work if you remove your sofa and you remove that love seat, and you add a more contemporary styled sofa in there with some very modern contemporary lounge chairs, and like I said earlier, the bench and so forth. That will make that rug work. If you really love that rug and you want the rug to work in your space, that is what will make it work. But right now the rug is too busy because you have this traditional feel going on, and that rug is not traditional. It's too busy. If you want to keep the sofas, keep the love seat, and add a bench or add 2 lounge chairs, I would say change out your rug. If you change out the rug, your coffee table is going to work. It's going to help and enhance the traditional in the sofa and the love seat. Okay, now let's talk about the artwork above the sofa. Definitely I would say that needs to change. It's not doing anything. It's not enhancing the space at all. It's not complementing the space. It's just there. It's like I have an extra piece of artwork. It's big enough. Let me just put it up here. Okay, so I would say yes, move that artwork from there. What you can do is the 2 artworks that you're going to remove from on the right side of the fireplace, you can put those over the sofa as well, and add some picture lights over there above those 2, right? So that's another idea for those 2 artwork that you're about to remove from there. So I think in a nutshell, we kind of understand what her issue is, and my camera keep on focusing. We've kind of found out what your issue is, because when you walk into the house, you're seeing straight down to that area, and that is what's wrong with that area. Okay, you want to go one direction and you want to go the other direction. You cannot, those two, the directions that you're going, the space seem to be going, they're clashing with each other. So that is what's wrong with this space. Okay, so you mentioned to me that you want to move the two arts that's on the right side of the fireplace, and you want to put this bigger art over there. Here's my issue with all of that. That art is just, that bigger art is just going to be sitting there. Number one, you're going to need a picture light to go over it. Number two, when you hang that bigger art, I don't want it to go over your glass door, the top of your glass door, or the top of that door, because it's sandwiched between those two. If you go above it, it's going to look wrong. You have a receptacle right below it, and normally those receptacles sit at 18 inches. So that artwork look like it's about 48 inches or more. So if you're gonna hang it, it need not pass the top of your door, of either of the doors, whether the sliding doors or that door next, the door that's next to the fireplace. Okay, so outside of that, the artwork that you have there right now, the only thing I would say is you needed to shift it over. So you look like you have about 6-7 inches on the side for the glass door. I don't know why you pushed it into the corner like that, but you need to like even out that space. So if you're going to leave 3 inches on this side and 3 inches on the other side of the artwork, and center it on in between the glass door and the corner of that wall, they need to shift over. Okay, that would be the only thing that I am seeing with these arts. I think they look really beautiful there. Maybe you want to take the bigger art and put it over the sofa instead, but put it landscape on the wall. We can try that and see how that looks. But I think you made a good choice with the size of the artwork that you have here on this wall. I don't think you need to move them. Maybe you're seeing something that I'm not seeing in the video, but I don't know. I think it's a good bet. It's, you know, they can stay there, and put the bigger one over the sofa. Okay, now let's move on into your kitchen area. You are like me. I don't like to see a lot of things on top of my counters. So I really have nothing to say about the kitchen area. I think you have it decorated pretty well. I think the only thing I would say, and that's just a preference, okay? I don't like stuff on top of the counter. I know we Caribbean people, we like stuff on top, not on top of the counter, on top of our cabinets. I don't like to see that clutter up there. That's the only thing I would say about the kitchen. Outside of that, you have a beautiful kitchen. Now, you mentioned about your curtains, right? No, do not raise the curtains anymore. You do not have to take them directly to the ceiling. There's a rule of thumb where you put them, you have that ledger above your window. You can center it in that ledger, okay? I don't think that you need to raise your curtain rods. I think where you have them is perfect, okay? You don't have to raise it. Where you have them over in the living room side, however, I would say the height of them is still fine, but the amount of drapery that you have on the rod is not enough, okay? They look very, I don't know if this is a word, but skimpy. And I think you know what that means. It looks very skimpy, meaning it's like you didn't have enough. You're not helping to enhance the window. When we add drapery is supposed to frame your window and enhance the window, make the window look more big and more luxe. You understand? The curtains are not doing that because you don't have on enough. I would say to put 4, and just like how you have them open, I think that's nice. I love to see that. So you can have them open like that, but it needs to be 4. So 2 would hang on one side and 2 on the other side. It's too skimpy. It's not enough, okay? You need to increase that. So I see out here now she also has a sunroom, and she went ahead and she showed me the sunroom. Now that sofa in the sunroom would work way better in your living room because of the style of it, right? It's very transitional. So it will work better in your living room. I guess maybe that's an older one, so that's why you have it out in the sunroom. But I just want you to consider the style of it, right? The style of it would definitely make it work better inside versus the ones that you have inside right now. One last thing that I would like to touch on is the pillows, the accent pillows that you have on your sofa. Now, again, this is a preference, but if you want your space to look very styled, very designed, don't spread your pillows off like that. It looks like you're trying to cover a space or you're trying to cover something up. But create a style with your pillows. So you can put probably 3 in one corner next to each, like crossing over each other. You need to make the styling look intentional and not like, okay, I'm trying to cover a space. So I would say to separate the pillows from how you have them staggering going across like that, and kind of bunch them on each side. The next thing I want to say is that every time you want to sit on that sofa, you probably have to move one of the pillows. You don't want people sitting on your pillows to start to mess with your inserts, right? So let's eliminate that, right? So separate the pillows and create a group on one side and then a group on the other side. I love to see where it has probably 3 on one side and then 2 on the other side, and then that's where you put the throw, right? That will look really intentional and very designed. So I would say look at that, the way you have your pillows on your sofa, okay? Also, I would say probably try to add, if you're going to keep these sofas, right, try to add a pillow that has some kind of pattern in it. So you want to bring that white and black that you have going on, the fireplace and all that. You already have the black pillow, but try to bring something that has some kind of slightly, just a pattern, even if it is a pillow that just has 2 lines on it, where it's 2 different colors. You see like a cream pillow that has 2 lines on it of black, like looking like thread coming down. Something. You need something to break up that monogamy you have going on with just the, I think they look kind of peachish, but they probably the color of the pillows that I have, which goes towards like this brown caramel type color. So you need to break that up. It's too much of it going on. I would say to add another accent pillow that is that has some kind of pattern on it, but a very light pattern, not nothing that's very busy and fussy. And you will see how it would definitely change up the look of that chair. If we're keeping this chair, we have to fight to make this chair work, and that would help make it work the way you style the chair. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's it. I think she has a beautiful home. Her home has really good bones. I think she's going a very good direction. I just think that because she have these different design styles mixed and intertwining with each other, it's making her feel like her space is not finished. It's making her feel like something is wrong and she needs to change something. Hence why she really is starting to dislike her entry table. But if she's going to change that entry table, she's going to find something else wrong with her space because of the intertwining of design styles. How hard was that? That was amazing. I really enjoyed her space. All of you guys have some very beautiful spaces. I thank you so much for sending in your space and giving me the opportunity to review your space. I hope some of the tips and tricks that I gave you, that you can utilize them to your the best of your design and make your design work much better for you. Stop overthinking it. That's what I'm seeing a lot with some of you guys. You guys are overthinking it versus using these different process and tips that I have been given to see how your space can better work for you. Like I always say, take a picture A picture never lies. Anything that is sticking out wrong to you in that picture, that is what's wrong with your space. Okay? Do not turn a blind eye to it. On that note, guys, I want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel and go ahead and share it. Also, go over to my other channel, Jag by Design, and hit that subscribe button and show me some loves over there. Over there, I'm doing more vlogging, more lifestyle, and more home updates. That type of thing is going to be over there, okay? So show me love on both platforms by sharing, liking, and subscribing. A lot of you guys are watching, but you're not subscribed to this channel. What's the problem? You don't like free knowledge and free tea? Go ahead and subscribe. On that note, guys, happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to one and all. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for the next upload on Design Cafe by Jag. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.